What's going on, guys? It's your boy Jay Brax with another video. Hey, do me a favor real quick. If you're new to the channel, by liking, subscribing, and commenting on this video, you help us to get this out to more people that might need it as well. So do me a favor and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. But here's the thing. Here's the message. Most men don't need more motivation. They don't need another quote. They don't need another podcast. Okay. They don't need to watch a bunch of YouTube videos actually, or playing a bunch of videos in the background. You know, because realistically, everything stays the same. You know, they need action. What real people need is they need structure. Okay. People need structure. You can't go through your day just doing anything and everything. You know, motivation is an emotion and it's inconsistent. And the thing is, it's going to disappear. You know, the moment that life gets uncomfortable, it disappears. We don't have it. You feel motivated when things are going your way. Everybody can win when you're excited and everything's going your way, right? You feel motivated when you're winning. You know, you feel motivated when you're rested and you're confident, you're comfortable. But here's what gets a lot of people. The moment that you're tired, the moment that you feel deflated, the moment that you feel stressed out about whatever's going on in your life, the moment you're rejected, motivation is gone. Motivation leaves. And when motivation leaves, most men stop there. And that's the real issue. That's the root of the problem. It's not about motivation, okay? It's about discipline. And discipline isn't about feeling ready. It isn't about deciding, you know, and you know, once and then removing the choices. See, most men fail because they're weak and it's a mindset. Their mindset is busted. They fail because their life is built on optional behavior. It's not real. It's not consistent. You know, you're choosing to be optional about your success. You have optional workouts. You got optional discipline, optional standards and boundaries. And optional men live optional lives. They don't live exceptional lives, because here's the hard truth. And I want to be super transparent with you guys, because that's all I know how to do. If your life only works when you feel like it, your life doesn't actually work. Okay? Your life doesn't actually work, because feelings are unreliable. Identity is not. You have to identify with the best version of yourself. Motivation is going to ask you, how do I feel today? But structure says, this is who I am regardless of the situations that I'm in. Regardless of what the outcomes are, this is who I am. Your standards, your structure. The men that you admire the most aren't motivated, and they're not more motivated than you. They just removed the decision and decided to be a man of standards. They wake up at the same time. You know, they train at the same times. They're probably eating the same things a lot of the times as well. You know, they got the same rules. They're not doing anything exciting. They're not doing anything flashy, but they're consistent and they're effective. Because structure will beat your willpower every single time. When you have structure, your willpower becomes a lot stronger. And most men are exhausted because their life has no rails. They don't have any boundaries. They wake up whenever they want. They train whenever it's convenient. They eat whatever they want. They don't care about what they're putting in their body. You know, oh, that sounds good. We'll have pizza tonight. No, they're distracting themselves. They distract themselves when things get heavy. They procrastinate and put things off to the side. And then they wonder why they feel anxious or unfocused or fog brain and even behind in life. And I'll be honest with you guys, that's not a personality flaw. That's a systems problem. You got to have your systems aligned properly. And a man without structure, standards, and boundaries, the systems are the ones that are already created are the ones that you're actually going to be handling with. You're going to be dealing with those. So I want to give you something practical, because if your life feels chaotic, I want you to start here. So pick 3 non-negotiables that you do every single day, no matter what. No matter what happens, hell or high water, you do it. Not 10. It doesn't have to be a perfect routine. You don't have to wake up at 4 in the morning, but find 3 things. For example, you might train your body. You eat like an adult. You do one hard thing that you've been avoiding every day. That's it. That's it. You have discipline. You're structured. You identify with that version of yourself. Because here's the thing. We live in 2026 and beyond. And you don't need more information. You need fewer decisions. And comfort is the most addictive drug on the planet. Here's the thing. It doesn't destroy you fast. It erodes you slowly. And you might not even realize how much it's affecting your life. You skip one workout. You got one night of scrolling instead of planning. One drink that turns into 5, right? You say you were going to be in by a certain time. You stay out 3 extra hours. And then one day, you don't even realize and recognize yourself anymore. You're like, who is this? What version of me is this? You have to lock in. Because here's the thing. Discipline isn't a punishment. It's respecting yourself through action. That's what I consider discipline. It's when you respect yourself at a high level enough to do what you said you were going to do. And every time you keep a promise to yourself, you reinforce the identity of the man who can be trusted, not only by other people, but by yourself. You can trust yourself. And then that confidence, that leads into everything else that you do. How you walk, how you talk to people, how people respond to you, how people respect you. You have to understand that all of it is, for the most part, an internal thing. And this channel, I pride myself on making sure that people have an outsource to their confidence to lead to their motivation. And if this hits you, it's because you already know you've been undisciplined and you haven't been doing what you know you need to do. And it's simple. It's a simple fix. It isn't dramatic. It's boring. It's repetitive. It's uncomfortable. The person that does things thousands of times over and over and over again, they're usually successful at that thing because they keep doing it and it works. They do what works. Do what works for you. Because the man who wins isn't the one that's most motivated. It's the man who shows up every single day, even when motivation is gone. Even when motivation leaves, you still keep going. And that's what it's all about. So stay focused, stay disciplined. Know that I'm here for you. Know that you can become a genius at anything that you put your mind to, man. Anything in the world that you want to do, you can do it if you're willing to put the time, effort, and energy in. You're coachable, you're disciplined, and you're willing to do what it takes to be great. Genius Society. Let's go.